In this part, we will be looking at the code behind the web form itself. Here we're going to have two pages, the first one called login, and in this page the user will attempt to log into the database. It is from this page that the SQL injection attack will take place. On this form I have two details the user must key in, and these are the username and the password. Here I'm creating the label and text box for each datum.
tal-kacċatur żmien il-gamil wara l-moħħriet naħdem fiskiet.
Now with the password, what I will be doing is that since I do not want people to read the password, I will be changing the text mode to password. In fact, I just did that. Here, whenever the user presses enter, I'll see the asterisk. This is for situation where a person will eavesdrop, look over the shoulder of the person keying in. My form has three buttons on it. The first one is to reset, blank out the form. The second one will be the submit button, which when clicked will cause the form to be validated, and if the user enters valid credentials he will go to the next page. And the third button is the email me my password button. Very soon we will look at the code behind each of the buttons. What I have here, which is something you should never include in your own forms, is a special button which will dump the contents of the database I created beforehand. This button has been created to make it easier for you to read what's a username and the password, and as the SQL injection progresses, you can follow the progress or the effect that attack would have had on the database. Here, within the show data button, when clicked, it will display a panel which I'm going to create now. And into this panel, I am going to place a data grid control which displays the database. Initially, the panel is not visible. I'm going to drag the database into the panel and that takes care of the whole issue. Never show a password anywhere on the client end. That is very important for security. What I am creating now is the error system. Basically, these are a number of text boxes which will display content if, for example, the username is left blank or the password is left blank, or the username password combination is invalid, or something happens to the database, etc. I could have used Microsoft's built-in validation mechanisms, but since I wanted that someone could easily port the code, I decided that this would be a better approach. Not all development environments might have similar validation mechanisms. Now let's start moving into the code behind pages. And the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to insert function resets all the error text boxes. This will be called from a number of places, so it makes sense to have one common module to handle this problem.